beats out. We got to get all the bad beats out, guys, before we start. This is Tony T. Welcome back to the Tony Fix Morning Show. We're here with you every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We got a lot of college football picks to give out today. A single from Major League Baseball, and at the end of the show, we'll run down an NHL card. And let's. I know you guys love the picks. We're going to get to the picks. Let's meet the cappers first. We'll start with the Rod. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much, Tony. How about them Canucks? No Canucks stats in this year. They lost to the Flyers. Back-to-back losses. Good on the Flyers. Kind of figured they were going to come in and play a good one. And then the Dodgers, congrats. Moving on. Sorry, Padres. It happens. They had a good season, a good run there at the end, but you just run into Robert's hot Dodgers. Give it to him.
Oh, come on. Don't give him any credit. It's all Ohtani, okay? Ohtani's the one fired up.
Okay, Ohtani got him all fired up in the back, and Roberts
can't believe
it. Good manager, because it gets just like he made the right decisions, pulled the guys when he should. When of course we would question, because you were like, hey, your pitcher's still feeling, but he pulls them. Goes to the next guy, and they deal a big old goose egg, back-to-back goose eggs for the Padres,
it's huge.
which is huge. So I got to give him kudos for that. As much as we're not Dodgers fans, I'm not. This guy over here on this side, yes.
Both sides. Oh, you got both sides.
You're sandwiched.
You're sandwiched between Dodgers fans. So I just want to get everybody winners, and I just knew it was the spot for the Dodgers to get the job done. Of course, they want the Dodgers in the next round.
Well, it's interesting. Now we'll handicap the Mets and Dodgers. Game one will be tomorrow. We'll say hello to Jorge. Jorge, what's happening?
Well, we're definitely all want to give out winners, and if they follow the show and follow the picks of the people that regularly come on, you do the 2-for-1 cappers or buy from us all, you'll definitely be winning because everyone's done a really good job, including Bo, who's not with us today, hopefully back tomorrow. I got my Sun Belt game of the month going today, doing extremely well in college football, up 18.72 units. Just a lucky run too there. I mean, I've always said, all you can do is grind it out. Have your team and your bet at the end of the game with a chance to win. And I've got a lot of lucky bounces so far. I hope they keep coming.
That's right. Let's do that. Let's say hello to Mindy. Mindy, what's going on?
Good morning. How are you guys? I'm super excited for today. I love the Big Ten matchups. I can't wait. Starts here in a couple hours with Washington and Iowa, all the way to the end of the evening tonight with the big one, right? Ohio State, Oregon. So should be a great day for some college football. Can't wait.
Yes, that's right. And he can stay up late out here. We can watch Boise State and Hawaii as well.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that one. That one I'm looking. And of course, Dion gets primetime exposure tonight as well. A nice one in Colorado and K-State.
He gets the most.
Yes, he does. But he would like it a little earlier. He's complaining about the start time already. So let's say hello, Ron.
Got Ron to complain about.
Hey guys, how you doing? Yeah. Tough night for me last night. I went 2-2. I got them Flyers. That was good. And then of course ASU. But Kucherov outscored the Hurricanes, so that kind of screwed me there. But look for a good day in college football. I mean, it's one of the best days I've seen in a while. So all these matchups going on. So looking forward to let's get that cash.
Let's get the cash. All right, that's right, guys. We get right to the picks here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show, and we're going to do these college football games in blocks. Let's get it started here. We're going to start with all the nooner games. That would be Missouri, UMass, Ball State and Kent, Clemson, Wake Forest, Toledo, Buffalo, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, UAB and the Army. People talking about that one. Wisconsin, Rutgers, South Carolina, Alabama, and we'll stop here at Washington and Iowa. We got all the nooners here, high nooners. We start with Rod.
We're going to start with I'm going to take an over between Wisconsin and Rutgers. I know everybody's you think you're going to get a lower scoring one in that one, but I think both team offenses move the ball and get enough points in a 44. I think we get up and over the total in that one with a lean to Wisconsin getting the win there as well. And then another one I'm looking at, you look Clemson and Wake and what's Clemson done since their opening loss. Well, they've just started piling up the points. And this Wake Forest team, I think they can be able to score some points on Clemson. They usually hang and battle with Clemson. So I think Wake Forest helps pitch in on that number. Clemson, I think he easily gets into the 40s. and we get up and over the 62.5. Give me the over in Clemson and Wake Forest. And there's another nooner here. You know what? I like Georgia Tech here versus North Carolina. That North Carolina defense is a sieve. We see JMU put up 70 on North Carolina, and that Georgia Tech offense is their bread and butter. They're absolutely beast on offense, and licking their chops going against a really bad North Carolina defense there. That one, I like Georgia Tech by 10 plus. I think they roll North Carolina in that one. And you know what? You look at this South Carolina taking on Alabama. I'm going to take South Carolina plus the points. I know it was a big letdown for Alabama losing to Vandy. They're going to come out a little bit hot, but give me South Carolina. I think they can keep it close if we don't get a backdoor cover there, plus the 21.5 versus Bama. I think it's a closer game there than people think.
There we go with Rod. We move on over to Jorge.
All right, I got to lean on I'm with Rod on the total on Clemson and Wake Forest. Both of them can throw the ball. Wake Forest can move the ball, but they can't stop it. They're in the 400 club. And when you get one of those teams in the 400 club, you definitely want to go to the total. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Clemson's been dominant. It doesn't hurt you to lose a game early in the season. As a matter of fact, it puts you under the radar. The pressure's off. And sometimes the best teams in the country have a loss, right? By the time they get to the end of the season and the bowl games are playing the best. And Clemson is playing phenomenal right now. And kudos to them. I kind of like them a little bit just because they didn't hit the transfer portal. One of the few teams in the country that say, nope, we're going to recruit guys. We're going to keep them here for 4 years. We're going to develop them. And all they're doing now is just crushing teams. Outside of losing to Georgia, best team in the ACC. I think the total over for them is over 40.5. Might be a little bit higher. But regardless, I think they've put up 50 since they've lost to Georgia every single game, and Wake Forest doesn't stop anybody. So lean towards the Clemson over. In the morning games, I want to this. Again, I've been doing my bully betting this year with the matchup. It's running out. I was a bully.
I love that. Seriously, the bully
I got paid for it yesterday for bullying on your pick. So now I got a black eye. Now I kind of want to back off a little bit, not be bullying anybody. So I couldn't take Ball State over Kent State as much as I wanted to because they're just both horrible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only other spot that I thought would be interesting here is taking Buffalo plus the points against Toledo. I like these teams that come out of nowhere with the new coach that play a little bit better than expected. So look for Buffalo. Like Mindy, I'll take this not only to cover, but potentially get the outright win over Toledo.
There we go from Jorge. We move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a couple of mismatches in here that I'm looking at. I'll go ahead and take Missouri over UMass. I mean, UMass is pretty horrible on offense when it comes to efficiency. They're sitting at 133 in the nation, so that is not a good look for them there at all. I think it's funny what you're talking about here with Ball State and Kent State. If you look at it, Ball State's average margin of loss is 40 points, 18.7 via the spread. Kent State, 52.7 points, 12.2 via the spread. So for me, just because of that, the team that loses by the spread the least, I'd probably look at something like Kent State there in that one. I like Clemson, even though it's kind of a big number. We were kind of talking about how it started before. Maybe Wake Forest gets one of those backdoor covers on there. But on offense, they're not really efficient. So give me Clemson there. Army, I don't think it matters. I know Rod's talking about, again, maybe UAB comes back and gets a backdoor cover, but that 125 sitting there on offensive efficiency is pretty darn bad. Plus, if I look at Army averaging the 4 touchdowns on the ground, they're pretty unstoppable right now, especially versus a team on defense that's not really doing much, 67th in the nation. And then we're going to go ahead. I like Alabama here to go ahead and get the win in this one too. Man, I just see like maybe a low scorer here too. But Alabama right now averaging the 4 touchdowns on the ground as well. So I like teams that can pound it in there. And I see someone has Iowa in there. I'm rooting against the Iowa Hawkeyes again today, but I like Will Rogers, what he's been doing. 2.2 touchdowns via the air. Iowa only averages like 0.8. So go ahead and give me Washington to cover there.
Ooh, Washington cover one of the
Piggybacking off what Mindy's saying about Alabama coming back to play. In the past, if a Clemson team lost, even before they had the Final Four to decide the championship, if you lost, you were deflated. If you were wanting to win the championship, you're in Alabama, you were done. That next game, you didn't cover. You might have won it in the second half, but now with one loss, you're still in the playoffs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So now you're seeing teams bounce back. So far this year, I've noticed all these teams, top-ranked teams,
a buckle down spot, right? Like you can't get the second one.
Bounce back and smash the next team because they know they're still in it. So normally I would be with Rod on the side, maybe first half against Alabama. But overall in the game, I think they know that they want to win, and they want to win impressively because they still have a shot.
Yeah, and they're still saying that you can get in with 2 losses. So maybe it's that third loss where they get deflated. So that would be a situation there with Utah if they get the third, USC if they get the third. So keep an eye on these teams getting the third loss, especially from a power conference, from a power 4. You drop a third one, you're pretty much out of it. Let's bring on Ron.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. And you nailed it right there on the head, Tony. And I'm going to tell you right now, I study SEC. I'm the expert of the SEC here. And the SEC will not have a team undefeated. Mark my words. They beat each other up. I mean, look at who's lost already. Georgia's lost. Alabama's lost. Ole Miss is lost. I mean, look at it. Unless Texas runs the table, and I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to either lose today or they're going to lose an A&M. I'm telling you. Yeah. That's right. Oklahoma owns them. Remember that. Oklahoma owns them. Anyway, let's get to these games. I agree with the over in Clemson Wake Forest. Can Wake Forest get some points, Rod? That's what we're going to need.
Get some.
We're going to need it. You see what Ole Miss did when they went out to Wake Forest. And something's fishy here, guys. I'm telling you. Georgia Tech at North Carolina. That thing opened up at 5.5. We're down to 3.5. Mac Brown's 10-1 as a conference underdog. I know they stink this year, but watch out for that one. And I agree with Rod. UAB, listen, UAB went into Arkansas, and I had Arkansas that day, and they were only 21-point favorites. Army's a 27-point favorite. UAB hung with Arkansas and covered that spread. Watch out. UAB could get the back door on that one for sure. And I'm going to disagree with Jorge on this one. Toledo, man, Buffalo can't run the ball. They can't stop the run. They have a horrible defense, 400 yards per game. I'm taking Toledo by about 15 here.
They're from Ron. All right, well, I'll tell you what I think about these games. I'm going to go Missouri and UMass over the total. This will be the first Power 4 school that UMass has faced, and they have not defended well even against their schedule. Give it up nearly 4.5 yards a carry, 7.2 yards per pass attempt. So I look for Missouri to do a lot of the heavy lifting in this game coming off that defeat. I think it's a spot where they can really pour it on. UMass 4-0 to the over and home against good rushing teams that average 4.75 yards per game or greater. We've seen these downtrodden teams if they can't stop the run, they get pounded. I think we're going to see a lot of points in this one. Ball State and Kent. Kent finally woke up when they faced a MAC team. When they faced a MAC school, they put up points. I'm looking at the over in this one. As I said, both offense showed some life in their conference games, and they're just horrible. 2 horrible defenses go over in that one. Let's see what else I like here in this time slots. Boy, that Wisconsin Rutgers in this. No, it's not, right? It is Wisconsin Rutgers in this spot. I'm going to lay it here with Rutgers. I think this is they just seem to cover games like this. Wisconsin against these good defensive teams are 0-3 to the spread, facing teams that allow 17 or fewer points per game. And boys, the home favorite Rutgers 7-2 to the spread in that spot. Rutgers has shown better offensive performance this year, running for 5 yards a carry, and they're throwing the football downfield with something we haven't seen in years, 7.1 yards per pass attempt, and they're defending. So I'll look to go Rutgers in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Picks Morning Show as we get ready for the next block of games. So we're going to cover here. We're going to cover that game at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and then we're going to cover all the 3:30 Eastern games, and I'll read them off to you guys here. So we're going to cover the one at 2, which is Miami Owen, Eastern Mich. Then we got Cal and Pitt, Northern Illinois, Bowling Green, Akron, Western Michigan, Louisville, Virginia, Old Dominion, Georgia State, Cincinnati, Central Florida, Purdue, Illinois, San Jose State, and Colorado State, Stanford, Notre Dame, and the big one, Texas, Oklahoma, San Jose, Wyoming, Penn State, USC, Memphis. The rescheduled, I should say, this game was originally scheduled Friday, and now on Saturday, Memphis, South Florida. We'll start with Rod.
And in this time spot, we're going to start looking at Cal taking on Pitt. I don't know. I keep looking at this line, and why is it only 3.5? Pitt is the better team. It's a tough spot for Cal, but he's 3.5s today all over the place. He's trying to bait you in sometimes with these hooks. So I think Pitt here in this spot gives it to Cal. It's been 3 for days, and it hasn't budged an inch. Figured we would see a 4, but I haven't seen a 4 yet. So that's the scary part there. I think Cal's defense is not so bad. Can they slow up Pitt, though? Scary line there, but I'm going to go with Pitt. I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit. I think they are the better team there. Hometown crowd. Give me Pitt in that one. And then another one this time spot. I'm looking at the over 50. I think Western Michigan can get there by themselves, taking on Akron. Western Michigan at home. That offense is just rolling right along. 3-2 to the over. Akron 4-2 to the over. Give me the over 50. I think that number's a few points light on that one. And then another one in this spot. I'm looking at Louisville taking on Virginia, and you got Louisville by 7 in that one. I like the over. I think both offenses. Louisville didn't shine so good last week, but I think they step up here and get that offense rolling again. Virginia can score some points themselves. Give me the over 54 there in that one. And another one looking at Illinois taking on Purdue. Ooh, Purdue's awful. But absolutely awful. Not good. Illinois, they're solid defensively and definitely increased on offense this year. So give me Illinois minus the 23. I don't think they have a problem there. And then everywhere, Texas up to minus 15.5 now. All right, I'm glad I waited on that one. Give me Oklahoma plus the 15.5 in the Red River rivalry. That's always a close battle. As I've said earlier on our rundown show, I think Texas only whooped up on Oklahoma once in the last 10 games. I think Oklahoma's defense can do enough to slow up Texas and keep them with inside that number. Give me Oklahoma plus the 15.5 there in that one. And then San Diego State and Wyoming, give me the under 42.5. That's got 9-3 written all over it for Wyoming at home. Give me the under.
Under there from Rod. We move on over to Jorge.
We'll be putting out a play later on San Jose State, so I'll get by that one, and also on BYU. But I'm going to agree with Rod on the Oklahoma game. That game, it over the years, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your stats are. It doesn't matter what your records are. When it's a big dog, you throw that right out the window. That's their Super Bowl. Whoever the least team is of those two, that's their Super Bowl of the year. It has been. They both came over to the SEC together. That's not going to change. That crowd's going to be nuts. So I definitely take the plus points there with Oklahoma.
There we go from Jorge. We move on over to Vinny.
Yeah, well, I really like Illinois today. That's for sure. Like we talked about, Purdue's been pretty stinky. And you have right now, with Altmaier, he's put up 11 touchdowns so far. I really like that in that game there. Then we're going to go ahead and take a look at the under in that Notre Dame and Stanford game. Right now, their efficiencies are not necessarily great when we come to I guess the offensive side of the ball for Notre Dame's okay. But other than that, we're looking at like a big defensive battle there. And then let's go ahead and go over the total with Colorado State, San Jose State. Another one, the offensive efficiencies here definitely outweigh those of the defense. And then we're going to go ahead and we'll just do, you guys, I love Texas in this spot. I know that you guys are against me here, but I love Texas to go ahead and annihilate the Sooners here today in this showdown. So I'm just going to go ahead and, we'll just do Mindy versus the rest, top rope.
I'm sure Bo's with you if he was here. He'd be with you. I don't think you'd be low on your island with Texas because I'm sure if Bo was here, he would definitely be on Texas.
All right. Maybe it's just my old Big 8, bias coming through again.
Yes, that's what it is. It's our Big 8.
Right.
That's what it is.
Wow, that's
Jamal Holloway still playing?
no. We go move on over to Ron.
That actually goes back to the Southwest Conference too, Mindy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about California here. Okay. Played the game of their lives, and I covered with them. I'm sure everybody else did last Saturday night, late, very, very late. Does California got some like frequent flyer miles going on here? Because, I can't wait till basketball season because Tony will attest to this. So California would play Arizona State on Wednesday night, and they'd play Arizona on Saturday, right? What's going to happen when Cal goes to North Carolina on Wednesday and then Duke coming up on Saturday? It's going to be ridiculous. Poor California. But you know what? They're the better team here. I really agree with that. I think California does it. And then, of course, you got, Penn State and USC. It's like we're getting Rose Bowls every week, We got Big Ten and USC match, Big Ten, Pac-12 matchups every week. That line's fallen a lot, but you know what? I got to go with, Lincoln Riley, 7-1 as a home dog. And being that USC lost outright on the road as a favorite, now they're a dog at home. I know Penn State went into Morgantown. Of course, we had some lightning delays and whatnot, but I really think USC can get them here. This is a great test for Penn State going across country. So give me USC in that one. And we've exhausted Oklahoma talk. So give me the money line. I'm taking Oklahoma on a money line there. You look at these rivalries and like Jorge said, throw the records out the window. We saw it in a couple of the normal Thanksgiving rivalries that we've had already this year, So yeah, give me the dog in that one. I like Northern Illinois. I don't even know why the heck they're a dog. I love Northern Illinois here. That makes no sense, that line to me. And I don't know where the heads of South Florida is right now. It was bad down here, and I got lucky again because I'm in the Panhandle Northwest. But man, you guys saw the Trop, it was a piece of crap anyway. They need to replace it. But, the Trop's roof was lifted off. And I don't know how Raymond James Stadium did during the hurricane, but I like Memphis, and I think they roll big.
There from Ron, or I'll say what I think here in these games. Yeah, I'm going to look at the Pitt side. I think it's just a really tough spot for Cal after that horrible loss, that long trip, third long trip within the month here for Cal. Remember, they went out there and faced Florida State, Auburn. Now they're out here facing Pitt, so it's a tough travel spot again for the Golden Bears. So I'll look at them in that spot. I'm going to take the points with Virginia. Virginia's been really good at home against winning teams, 4-1 to the spread. When you look at Louisville, 1-8 to the spread as a road favorite, they've not been good in this spot. And looking at the Cavs, are a pretty good running team. Got some efficiency in their passing game, 8.1 yards per pass attempt, and they're stopping the run. So I'll look at the Virginia in that spot. And then I'm going to take those points here with Stanford. I'm not a fan of laying points here with the Fighting Irish. I know they got some questions at quarterback, but man, I was not a big fan of Riley Leonard coming over to Notre Dame. They're not making these big plays downfield in the passing game. And I think Stanford's the type of team that can stay within reach, and cover this spread. So I'll look at them. Yeah, I'm with everybody here on that, taking the points with Oklahoma in that rivalry game. We've talked about that one already for some time. That's
Stanford, though, Tony. That's a yearly rivalry too.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
They play every year, and it just seems that they get Stanford gets pounded at home, but they put up a better game in the road against Notre Dame. It's because it's usually late in the season when they make that trip out to Palo Alto. It's usually late in the season, and Stanford's have been down
Thanksgiving weekend.
Yep. That's usually when they go out there, and it's usually when they go out to the Coliseum and play. So it seems like they rotate every year, going to Stanford or to LA to face.
Three of the last four they've covered in there, if they haven't won outright in those ones heading into Notre Dame. So yeah, they've been competitive in Notre Dame. Maybe it's because earlier in the season when they go in, they don't like to go late there because it's too cold. That's how USC does it too. That's how USC USC usually plays that game early.
and then they host it late in the year. That's usually how it does. They do that rotation there. All right, we'll continue.
The
here
snow
on
hasn't been flying yet, so they're not
Not
like,
yet.
yeah, not yet. We don't want to go there.
Well, if you see the Big Ten scheduling, you've noticed that USC, UCLA gets the home games in November.
In November, right?
As they
Yeah.
should.
Right?
Yeah.
No, come on. I want to see
Yeah.
them go out.
Yeah.
I want to see them
Yeah.
go out.
I want to see him go to that lacrosse field in
Exactly.
Northwestern. And have-
Yeah,
Exactly.
With some
All
snow.
right.
Watch out.
Yeah, with the big wind and the blizzard. Come on, we want to see it. That will be awesome.
Oh, just to travel. Yeah, that's right. Well, they're not going. They're going to keep the rivalry games. Thank goodness on it looks like on Thanksgiving weekend. We don't want anybody traveling to LA on Thanksgiving. Trust me, that's not the time you want to go out here. That's a rough time to get over here. All right, we'll continue here on the Tony's Morning Show. We're going to cover the games from 4 Eastern. We're going to stop at 7 Eastern. So these are the games here: Ohio Central, Michigan. A good one here: Arizona, BYU, Mississippi State, and Georgia. Southern Miss, UL Monroe. Wow, this team has really picked it up. Florida, Tennessee. We got North Texas, FAU, UTSA, and Rice. Air Force, New Mexico, Washington State, and Fresno State. And we'll stop at Arkansas State and Texas State. We'll start it off here with Rod.
We're doing all the sevens, or are we going to do the couple more? Right? You did Florida,
So,
Tennessee too, right?
Yeah, I got all the 7. You got
all
the 7.
sevens. Okay.
Yeah.
All of sevens. And looking at Arizona taking on BYU, you know what? I like the over in that game. It's sitting at 48. We know what BYU do. Their defense is pretty good, but I think Arizona will be able to put up some points. And Arizona's defense, no slouches themselves, but I think BYU could score enough points there that we get up and over that light total of 48. I think it should be in the 50s. I think we can easily get to the 50s there. Give me the over in that one. And then not my favorite time slot, but I'll keep picking on Air Force. They haven't been good, 0-5 against the number, and just struggling. I think this is a good spot for the Lobos to beat up on Air Force. Only at 6.5. I think they win by 10 plus. Give me New Mexico there in that one. And then another big rivalry. Gators taking on Tennessee, but it's not in the swamp. It's in good old Rocky Top. And I think Tennessee will be able to run it up in this one after their last game. I like the over because I think these Gators can definitely put some points up on the board as well. They're starting to looking a little better as Florida. So give me the over 57 in that one.
There from Rob. We move on over to Jorge.
See, these are the afternoon time slots. What's the one that I wanted?
4 Eastern to 7 Eastern.
Yeah, bad weather game is going to be at FAU. Some of that post-hurricane weather over there. It's going to be a little bit windy. There's going to be some rain, so I'll definitely go to the under on that one. And the only other real game that's a little bit concerning is that Missouri game, Tony. There's going to be some 18 to 20 mile an hour winds throughout the game, but I don't think I wouldn't come off the bet because of it, but might be some more running than passing in that game.
All right. So you got that we got there from Jorge on the slot. You're through with that one.
Yep.
We'll move on over to Mindy.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and go with Monroe here today. 100% so far covering the spread at home. And you have Southern Miss coming in with 125 offensive efficiency. Not so hot. So I'm going to go ahead and take Monroe there. Also like North Texas to get the cover as well. They are looking pretty hot right now when it comes to the offensive and defensive efficiency. Having the edge here. Those are the only two I like a lot in this section.
Yeah, we move on over to Ron.
She stressed a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, I agree with Rod on Tennessee. I think Tennessee bounced back big here. I know they got the third Saturday in October next week with Alabama, but Florida beat them 26-19 last year at the Swamp, and I think they got revenge on their mind. Plus, they're coming out a straight-up loss out at Arkansas. I think Tennessee rolls in Knoxville today. I agree with Louisiana Monroe, but I think it's an under. I think it's showing 41, showing it's an under. Southern Miss is horrible. I mean, absolutely horrible. And I think that's an easy under there, Mindy. Arizona BYU, that's an interesting game. I like BYU, but I'm just, -3. That's just weird to me.
2.5.
Is it 2.5? Nick?
I don't know. It's on the move.
Give me BYU money line in that one then. I mean, that's the only way I could look. Something's going on. I may regret that one, but yeah, give me BYU in the money line there. Mississippi State, Georgia, that's on there.
Yeah.
Mississippi State's awful, but they did hang around a little bit with Texas and a few others in the SEC so far. But I think this is Georgia's get right spot. They just put the pedal down and probably 41-3 or somewhere around there. Big one for Georgia there. North Texas, I agree, Mindy. I think they're the better team here. So yeah, let's take North Texas.
Yeah, from Ron, I'll tell you what I think here. I'm going to go ahead and lay it here with BYU. BYU, I think there's some folks still looking at the preseason odds here to win the Big 12. BYU was the underdog. They were the longest shot on the board, 20-1 to win the Big 12 title. Because I remember that because I looked at it and I was in disbelief. And it's impacted my handicap because I've not played BYU enough. Because I'm just thinking everybody in the world thinks they're going to be horrible at 20-1 to win the Big 12. But, hey, they're playing the best defense. We thought Utah was playing the best defense, but maybe BYU is playing the best defense in the Big 12. And playing defense in the Big 12 can take you far in this conference. Ask Kansas State over the years what they've done. So I like BYU in this spot. They're 4-1 to the spread against the conference. And, again, like I said, they're defending well at home. So I'll look at the Cougars in that spot. Yeah, I agree with Monroe. It's hard for me to say it over the air, lay a point with you at Monroe, but they're getting the job done this year. We're in a Golden Eagles, just bad, there in that spot. Agree there with Tennessee romping at home. We saw Florida against really tough competition lose to Texas A&M by 13, then they lost at home to Miami. And boy, that spread record for Tennessee at home has been something. 11-3 to the spread at home. They've been favorites in some of those spots too as well. So I like them there. I'm going to take the Rice plus the points. Al's have been a good home dog, and this is not the Frank Harris isn't quarterbacking anymore at UTSA, by the way, in case you haven't noticed it. All right, so I'm looking there at Rice plus the points. And what else do I have? That's what I've got here in this time slot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Fix Morning Show as we continue on with this college football card. I think there's 44 games hit on this Saturday. I think that's what they put on my thumbnail, I think. All right, let's see what we got here. Should we close it? Let's close it out here. Well, here we'll close it out with Ole Miss, LSU, App State, Louisiana, Ohio State and Oregon, Oregon State, Nevada, Vandy and Kentucky, Iowa State, West Virginia, Marshall, Georgia Southern, Syracuse, NC State, Minnesota, UCLA, K-State, and Colorado, and we close out the night with Boise State, Hawaii. We start with Rod.
And we're going to go to the Raging Cajuns taking on App State, and App State's awful. I love the Raging Cajuns in that one. They'll be able to run the ball and pick their number, and I think they win by 2 touchdowns plus. Easily run it up on App State at home in that one. Give me the Cajuns by 2 touchdowns plus. So lay it with Louisiana. And then you look at this Ohio State taking on Oregon. It's going to be close. Come down to the wire. It's that hook is long gone. Most places 3 now. So I can see this coming down to a field goal kick late by either of these teams. So I'm going to actually take the over. I think we see some points. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of rushing of the ball. We're going to see some passes through the air. Then we know Gabriel's been lights out throwing the ball through the air. So I think he can have himself a good day. And as I said in the earlier show, I think Oregon gets the win here in this one. And so Ohio State, their first loss. It'll probably be Ohio State's only loss of the season. Give me Oregon in that one. And then as much as everybody's saying, fade Vandy. Give me Vandy plus the points coming into Kentucky. It's just the spot that they're young. They're a group of kids. And sure, they did party it up for the on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and probably right into Thursday. But they took yesterday off, so they recover from the partying all week. And now they'll be ready to go for this game. And the QB, they just love to get behind him and play well for him. And trusting Kentucky's offense enough to get enough points, scary. And especially to cover that giant number. I don't want to be laying it with Kentucky to try to cover 12.5. Where that number is now, give me Vandy plus the 12.5 in that one. And then I love the over between Ole Miss and LSU. We know what LSU's defense is like. Civ defense. Ole Miss is chomping in the bit to attack that defense with their offense. So a lot of people, I think, thinking it's going to be a lower scoring one. I love the over. Track meet in that one. Offense is shine. Not a whole lot of defense played there in that one. Give me the over. And then the last one. Minnesota coming into UCLA. Everybody's seen what Minnesota did last week. They're not going to do the same thing to UCLA. I know UCLA isn't the greatest. 3-2 against the number. I think that comes down to who's got the ball last. Give me UCLA plus the points there.
Yeah, UCLA's been covering some spreads. There, no doubt. Let's go on, Jorge.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole.
Agreed.
Like
Let's get that number. You need 20 plus dollars.
backdoor cover. That's your team. Well, I will agree with Ron about Oregon.
All right. I think you gave me a hard time yesterday on Arizona State. The same kind of idea. I got to put that in now. Go UCLA.
Over the Dodgers. Guys. You're all over on the Dodgers. That's going to be a high-scoring game.
Oh, yeah.
I think we all got lost on that one.
Check the weather. Check the weather, though. Check the weather.
Yeah.
What's the weather? It's blowing out.
I'm not
right?
checking no more weather for your game.
And that Kansas City win that caused us from getting a few home runs in right field. So, yeah.
So,
That's right. You
but,
tell him, Ron.
So a venue that's going to be added immediately to a top venue that you don't want to go play in the Big Ten is Oregon. I've been to games there in Eugene, and pretty much like they do with their basketball stadium, where they make it, seats lower than the stadium, so they're right on top of the floor.
I hate that court. I hate it.
The same thing in football. There's no track around the field. Like a normal football thing has that, like if it was going to be like a running track, they're done. The seats are right on top of the benches.
That's how money does
when
for
they
you.
play and make it super loud. So Eugene's no joke. It doesn't get the notoriety that it should as far as being a home field advantage. They got Nike behind them. I mean,
Nike Stadium. That's Nike Stadium.
They got a duck in the river. They put a big giant floatable duck. He's huge. And he floats in the river.
Ohio State's good. And I'm with the dog on that one. Ohio State's going to learn like, oh crap, this is like going to play at Michigan. This is no joke. Have to go over a couple of time zones and play. So I'll definitely jump on that one with you. And one other one, Nevada, man, I hate they put this lean out here. I'm just being a homer because it's the Wolfpack. I call them Reno. I don't even call them Nevada. But
that's a Vegas thing, by the way. That is a Vegas thing, by the way.
Yeah, we call them Reno. Yeah. So it's 266 yards. They used to be Nevada. 266 yards for Oregon State. They don't, they throw the ball if they have to. They definitely want to run it. But Nevada's improved. They just they find a way to stay in games. They played San Jose tough, who's playing a little bit better, but I just think Oregon State will run all over them in this spot. They run for 266 yards a game. And Nevada, it's much improved. I don't think it can handle an offensive line that's considerably bigger than their defensive line.
There from Jorge, we'll move on over to Mindy.
All right, I'll be anti again. I'll be welcome to the Big Ten.
No.
Oregon. I'm going Ohio State. I love it. I love Ohio State winning by like 9 or 10 in this game. Ohio State's going to run it up on them.
No.
I know.
She was the dog catcher yesterday. Today she's
the chalk
on the board.
She got a lot of chalk today. She likes it. Well, it was the dog. It was dogs last week. Maybe it's time for the chalk to come in.
From dog catcher to professor.
Went to Santa Anita.
It's going to be a lot of running. A lot of running by Ohio State. A lot a running. We'll see how it goes, right?
We'll see how it goes there.
Yeah, I like Louisiana today versus App State. Also, real big on Syracuse today. So far, Syracuse is one of those guys that on the road, they've covered 100% of the time. Also outscoring them in a lot of those offensive categories that I like to look at, right? I call it like the offensive impact here. Same thing with Boise State. I think they get the cover versus Hawaii. They put up the 4.6, rushing touchdowns there as well. So yeah, I kind of like these spots here in the nighttime. So go Buckeyes.
The super late night there for Mindy. We'll move on over to Ron.
I'm sure I'll get lots of texts.
You like those bar closer games, huh?
Right.
Well, yeah, who doesn't? It's like the best.
That's your bailout, man. Bailout on
I'm betting live. I'm betting $100 live everywhere.
Yeah. Oh man.
There'll be a whole lot of action on that Boise State Hawaii game.
Oh, exactly. That's your bailout.
Like everyone that's drunk at that point in time is gonna, live bet something.
Oh yeah.
How many yards Jenny runs for? Anyway, so yeah, another Rose Bowl here. Ohio State, Oregon. Outson Stadium. I mean, Jorge said it. It's just like Arrowhead. I mean, those seats are right on top of you down there on the benches. you can basically talk to the folks in the stands from the Ohio State bench. Yeah, they're in trouble. And we saw it a couple of years ago when they went up there. That speed of Oregon, it's just something. And you know, when Mizzou played them last year in that bowl game, you could see the speed. Ohio State is used to that run and grind out, you know, defensive Big Ten football. When they get against those, you know, those spreads and those quick offenses, they have trouble.
SEC.
And you're going to see that today. So I like Oregon actually outright in that one. Ole Miss and LSU, I agree with Rod. You got Missmeyer and Jackson Dart. You know, they're top 5 in quarterback, you know, yards passing per game. And we know LSU's defense is garbage. I mean, Miller Moss tore them up. So look at the over in that one. But I will say I'm going to take LSU. It's tough to go into the Tiger Den at night down in Baton Rouge, and if they wear white and they're a dog, watch out. Take LSU in that one. I agree with Rod. Louisiana, Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns. Yeah, Appalachian State is just horrible. Give me ULL in that one.
ULL from Ron. Yeah, I'm with Ron there with LSU. Give me them as a home dog. Ole Miss against these good offensive teams, and they've not covered here. 0-4 the spread against these offensive teams that average 425 yards per game or greater. That's Ole Miss on the road here. I like LSU here plus the points. A tough spot to play in this one, no doubt about that. Going into LSU at night, we know what that's like. And I'm with just what Ron said about the speed of Oregon. I like Oregon here at the plus price. We saw Oregon go into Ohio State back in 2021. It was the same thing. They could not manage the speed of this Oregon Duck team, and I think that's what it comes down to is just the speed and these formations they run, especially the receiver speed. It's not just an offense and defense. Oregon has speed on special teams as well. So you could see a punt return for touchdown. Of course, you get some of those slower guys on the kickoff on the punt return for Ohio State over there. I'm going to tell you, man, these guys can run, especially on that fast turf. Do not be surprised if your book allows for a special team touchdown. This might be the game where you get a special team touchdown right here. So I like Oregon in this spot. There as well with Rod on Vandy at the plus price. Don't forget Kentucky's coming off an upset win as well. It's not just Vandy coming off the upset. So we got Vandy was really competitive in that loss at Missouri, right? And they did open up against Virginia Tech there. Pavia is just a miracle worker. I've said this before. What he did at New Mexico State was a bigger miracle than what he did against Alabama. Take that team to a bowl game. So I'll look at that spot. Another spot that's hard to win it is in West Virginia, and I like the Mountaineers here, getting a plus price here at home against Iowa State. Sometimes you can throw the stats out. The Morgantown's gets a night prime time game at night, and you're getting points against Iowa State. Yeah, I'll take the Mountaineers in this spot.
If there's a prop for a lightning delay, go ahead and take that.
That is true. That is true. And West Virginia. West Virginia's got – we're looking at both sides of the football here. Running for 5.5 yards a carry, throwing for 8.3 yards per attempt. They stop the run and limit completions. They do give big plays in the passing game, but only 59% completion rate. So I like them in that spot here, getting the points.
Watch for blind bottles of bricks, too, in that one because they have no problem. If they get mad, then West Virginia –
it's a rough place at night.
Yeah, watch out.
They like to drink up there, too.
Oh, yeah, that's another one. Yeah, that's another one up there. You got. I'm going to go with Dion's team plus the points here. K-State 1-5 of the spread is a road favorite. Kansas State's pass defense is really bad, especially that game we saw them on the road. That's what Colorado does. They're stopping the run, defending the run better this year. Maybe it's Warren Sapp and they're just intimidating everybody because he's an intimidating figure guy. Let me tell you that. So I like Colorado in that spot. I think Boise State Hawaii will be an over game. Utah State put up over 500 yards. That just that's in my mind. I just can't believe Utah State. Well, I can believe it because Petros is there. I think Hawaii will get some, but I think Boise State does a lot of the heavy lifting here. Remember, they got that Heisman candidate. They're running for 8.5 yards a carry. And, Hawaii is going to have a difficult time there defending that run. That's going to set up plays in the passing game. But then you look at Boise State on the road, giving up 37 at Oregon. Then they gave up 45 at Georgia Southern. And it looks to me that when you look to Boise State's overrun, they're 8-0 the over dating to last season. So I got to go over in that late night game. That one might move too, because when people start seeing that, well, look at this run for Boise State going over. That could be in the mid-60s by the time this one kicks off. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Fix Morning Show. As we got you through the college football card, we'll go to baseball next, and then we'll close it with hockey. So, of course, we know we just note the time change in this game 5 between the Detroit and the Cleveland Guardians moved to 1 p.m. Eastern time, and we see the matchups here. It looks like it will be Skubal and Boyd. That may be still that is still actually yes, Skubal and Boyd today will be it. Yep, we got the still the pitchers there. We see the Tigers favored about $1.13 to $1.20, depending where you play your games. Total at 6. Boy, DK just went down to 5.5 just as I spoke right now. Oh my goodness! All right, let's get on over to Ron.
Yeah, and I would take that under 5.5. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be what we've seen in the Dodgers game. It'll be first to 3 if we get to 3 in this one wins this game. We got Skubal going, and we know what he's been doing. Absolutely lights out. He could go a complete game, 8-9 innings easily, and mow down the Guardians in this one. I almost said the other team that they used to be. But,
That's not politically correct.
Exactly. I almost flubbed. So
PC police out there.
So definitely take the under in that one. But you know what? I think Detroit, you've had yourself a good run. You made it this far. And now you're in Cleveland. Cleveland gets the win.
Oh my goodness!
It's that spot where Skubal, I've seen plenty of times. He can pitch a gem, but the team just doesn't give him the run support.
That's right.
And the Guardians get the big hit, and they get the win. Give me the Guardians at home in this one in an under. 3-1. 3-0 final. I don't even think the Detroit team gets a sniff. And guess who gets the win? Old oil can Boyd gets the win in that one. He gets his old team.
Oil can. Dennis Oil Can Boyd.
This is Matthew Gas Can Boyd. This is Matthew Gas Can Boyd.
I know.
Let's go on over to Jorge.
All right, Rod, I'm going to jinx your total. The wind is blowing in about 8 miles an hour on home plate. But, yeah, I'll still lean to the under. It's a toss up to me on who wins the game. I mean, Skubal's having one of those historic type seasons, especially for a lefty. He may be that good. You know what I mean? Kind of like Ohtani's, attitude yesterday on the Dodgers. How's it making everyone else participate? And so it's, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's a toss up there, but Cleveland's been steady all year and kind of clutch. So I'll lean a little bit on that side too. But that'll be interesting to watch.
Sure will be. Let's move on over to Ron.
Yeah. I thought about this game, and it's kind of like the Padres and the Dodgers. You had a chance to put them away, and you didn't do it. And I love Skubal. Don't get me wrong. Actually, Detroit is 15-6 as a road favorite this year, and he's laying 114 right now. But I gotta go with Cleveland. Cleveland was the best team at home this year. You got to take the Guardians. They got it back to the mistake by the lake, if you want to call it, the Jake or whatever it is. But, where's Harry Doyle when you need it, So, Bob Uecker might be in this one. So, anyway, I'm taking the Cleveland Guardians in this one.
Guardians from Ron. Got out of turn here. I'll do it again. Do it right here. Get on with Mindy.
I'm going to just look at this game a little different. I like to keep stats on everything. I track all of my modeling, all my wagers throughout the season. So anyway, my model has the Tigers winning this one -125. It's based off of opening lines, right? Me versus Vegas, ultimately. So the modeling comes in at about 53.8% of the time. It's a game I'm going to go ahead and stay away from, because in order for me to be successful at -125, I need to hit at 55.56% of the time, right? So for me, I'm going to lean to the Tigers, but probably wouldn't be a play. The opposite then, though, modeling comes out with +1.5 to the Guardians at -185. But it's the same thing, right? Suddenly I'd have to hit at 64% of the time, but my modeling's only been hitting this at 60. So for me, those are my leans in this game, no matter which way that you do it. I would take the higher game for me, which would be like the less spread between what you have to actually win and how often my model does win. So I would lean to the Tigers. Now, me personally, I test I thought the Detroit Tigers was a team when the Royals made it into the playoffs, which team I was scared of the most, right? I feel like they have the better total package here. So I'm gonna root for the Tigers here today and see how that goes. Both the bullpens have been great. Another reason why I would lean to the Tigers is that I look at offensive impact, right? Above and below league averages. Right now, this Guardians offense, they're 7.1% minus, so lower than league average, while the Tigers are only 1.2%. So again, give me the lean to the Tigers. I know it was a lot of info, and I'm probably not going to play this wager. My best bet.
There you go. There's 40 other games. You add NFL and college.
That is the longest non-play I've ever heard.
Thank you. That's good. Oh, it was well
I do my
laid out,
best.
though.
Well
It was
done.
well laid out. Well done.
Very
there.
informative.
Very
Thank you.
informative. We move over to Ron.
That'd be Steve. I already got mine. Go ahead, Steve.
All right,
Ron, we already got him, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you
We
already
move on
got
to
it.
Steve. That's right. You guys are
He's here to bail me out on hockey. Yes.
Yeah,
What do you guys? He's been doing good in ball too.
yeah.
Balls and pucks.
Whoa.
I've been saying all along, I'm sticking with my man Scoobs. I'm sticking with him, and I'm going against the board here. But I'm going to do the first 5 minus 0.5, get the plus money on that. I think Boyd's a good pitcher, but Scoobs is just freaking off the charts, man. And I'm not going to go against him. So I could see the Guardians coming back later. They got a great bullpen. Maybe they pot a couple as Scoob's arm starts to get maybe a little tired, if that's even possible. I don't know, but the Guardians had the better lineup on paper anyway. So I'm gonna go minus 0.5 first 5 for Detroit.
Nice.
There you go from Steve. Yeah, I'm also going to lean. This is not a premium. I'm coming with everybody else. It's a tough one here. I'm going to go Tigers in this one. The Tigers on the road, though, if we look at current numbers here, 27-15 in their past 42 on the road. Cleveland, remember, they had the little stumble down the stretch here. They're just 8-13 in their past 21 home games against winning teams, losing 7 units. So when the competition got tough, Cleveland went the other way at home. So I'll look here at the Tigers in this one. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show. Before we get to hockey, let's find out what Jorge has for sale or over at Tony'sPicks.com. We know not all the Capitals do hockey, and we understand that. It's early in the season. Jorge, let everybody know what you got for sale. Head into a big weekend of action, big college football card. We got some baseball, Dodgers in action tomorrow. We know Peterson's going to start game 1. Still TBD here for LA. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks? Great year, nearly 2,200 units of profit.
Thanks, Tony, and doing well in college football, currently in the number 1 spot. So I got a 3-pack going today in the middle games of the card for college, and I have my Sun Belt game of the month going wrapped up in there, so that I'm a click away from getting that put up on the site. My Sun Belt game of the month is there, and I'm definitely going to have some late steam releases on these late games, and we're on hit right on the money, man. The bailout winners, West Coast games, there's just always something that is there for me and I've done well at and been able to bail myself out. I haven't used that term for quite a while, but there's a lot of truth to that. Some of these West Coast games, just kind of know them because they're on late and you have more time to work on them. So I'll be using those for late steam plays.
There you go from Jorge. Again, on board with Jorge. Late steam plays available on all long-term passes. You can start with a 3-day pass and move all the way up to a year on the option there. Late steam. We allow our cappers to put plays in between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time. Those are emailed directly to your inbox, the email you use when you sign up for the service. And, of course, you'll get your regular member plays by 11 a.m. Eastern time. But this is just the extra benefit you get when you become a long-term subscriber there and you sign up there at Tony'sPicks.com. Get on board with Jorge Gonzalez right now. All right, Jorge, have yourself a winning day. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Have a winning day, everybody.
All right. We'll have everyone else on the hockey still. We've got our man Steve, Mindy here, Ron. We'll do these. I guess we'll do these 3 at a time. We may not get picks from everyone here on the blocks because it's so early in the season. We understand that. We'll get on here with the Tony's Morning Show. The hockey board. LA Kings got their probably first and only win on this trip, in my opinion. And they're going to be at Boston. We got Panthers, Sabres, Devils, Caps. We start here with Rod. You're on mute, Rod.
Rod.
There we go. If you look at this one, your Kings taking on the Bruins. It's the road team has been having the success between these two teams. It's been the 15 straight puck line covers for road teams head to head between these two teams. But Trends are made to be, but trends are made to be broken. Do you trust this Kings team to get the job done?
Yeah, what side of the trend do you want to be on, right?
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things. You look when they say covered the puck line on the road. Some of those have been Boston covering the puck line versus these Kings. So give me Boston in that one to kick it off early. And probably what's a low scoring one. Boston just seems to be in these low scoring ones. They slow down. I don't know what it is in these early morning games that sometimes always they're closer, but got to go with Boston there in that one. And then I'm looking at the other
Panthers, Sabres, Devils, Caps.
Panthers, Sabres, Devils, Cap. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go with Washington here. It's their first game of the year. You look at the Devils. This will be their fourth game of the year, so you think they have a little bit of advantage. But as I said, this Washington team is going to be a team that I'm looking for and a team that I'm going to be betting on frequently. Going against a New Jersey team. New Jersey's 0-3 as a favorite in their last three versus an Atlantic Division opponent. This is Washington's home opener. Give me the Capitals on the money line in that one.
All right, we got move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, Rod, I don't mind that play at all, but I especially like Ovechkin over his points today. So I'll go ahead and give you a prop on that one. I'm going to go ahead and take the Kings on the road. I think he alluded to that a little bit with, the road team does like to go ahead and win in this spot. That's kind of what we're looking at, right? Maybe more of trends right now rather than not. We don't have all the stats that I like in order to compile, something with a little bit more of an edge versus Vegas. And then give me some plus money today with the Sabres.
There with Mindy, move on over to Ron.
Look at that Kings and Bruins game. If I got Swayman in net for Boston, I'm going to go ahead and take Boston. I don't trust Darcy Kemper. 8.9 save percentage and a 3.31 goals against. I'm going to go against you. I think Florida, I know that Barkov, I guess he's questionable. Got to check that out. But Florida losing at Ottawa the other night. I like Florida. They were still, 22-9, I believe, on the road as a favorite last year. Go back with the champs here. Give me Florida.
There with Ron. Move on over to Steven.
LA, Boston. The only thing that LA's got here is they kind of got Boston up the middle. Like Kopitar came out hot. However, I agree that I just can't trust Kemper. And Swayman, I think he's going to be coming in kind of like angry, like he just got his new contract. I think he's going to be kind of, angry to show that he deserves that contract. I think he's going to be it's going to be hard for LA to score here. That being said, I don't think Boston's going to get a lot, even though I don't trust Kemper. I don't think they're going to light him up either because LA does have speed and Boston isn't really the fastest team in the world. So they're going to be catching up a lot. They'll find their spots. They'll play like a back to the point in front of the net type game. That's the way Boston's going to have to beat LA here. They don't want to be running and gunning with them. So I'm going to lean the under here. And I'll take Boston as well. I can't trust Kemper.
There from we'll continue here on the Tony This Morning Show. It's going to get through this NHL card. Next
I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay, continue on. All right.
Florida beat up Buffalo. Buffalo at home are already, I've been saying it all along, they're nervous nitties at home. Imagine now you're playing against the champs. You think how nervous they're gonna be? They're gonna be shaking in their freaking skates, man.
Why is that line only minus 135 though? That's the part that scares the crap out of me. Why is it only minus 135?
Why is it only minus 135?
Why?
It was in Ottawa too. It wasn't Ottawa.
You know what? I think they might be putting the kid in. That's why.
That's probably why
it's got to be. They might not put Bob in here, and that could. It hasn't been confirmed yet who's going to be in, right?
No.
That
line scares me at 135. I was like, what? Why is that only?
I think it's because they're going to put the kid in. What's his name? Tyler. I can't. How come I always Spencer Knight.
Spencer Knight.
I think they're going to put Spencer Knight in, so that could change the line. But I still like Florida to win that game. And it is Buffalo is. And what was the other game we got?
We had Devils Caps.
Yeah. I think you got it. there's two ways of looking at this. The Caps haven't played an actual game yet, so are their legs going to be moving right away? Where New Jersey has been playing, and they've got themselves in a bit of a groove now. Coming off a loss against Toronto, which was a terrible loss, by the way. They looked absolutely horrible. Now, I'm going to put that in my memory bank that even though it was a week coming back from Europe, they still looked like their legs weren't going. Their legs could be going a little better here, so this is a real tough one. I'm going to go with the draw first period at plus 170 for this. I think that both of them. I think both of them kind of come out slow and then it builds up after that. So I'm going to go draw first period, and I'll leave it at that for now. It's going to be. I got to see how Washington's going to play in this, and then it's early in the season. So.
And then the season, I will continue on here. We got Utah HC at the Rangers, Penguins, Maple Leafs, Predators, Red Wings. We go over to Rod.
Yeah, and look at these ones here. Utah taking on the Rangers. Utah's off to a nice start, 2-0, but they're not going to make it 3-0 here going against the Rangers on a Saturday night in Madison Square. Good luck. Shesterkin is earning his contract. Do they start him here? They might give him a break and give him a rest, but I doubt it on a Saturday night. I think Shesterkin goes in there. Rangers covered 6 straight puck lines. Only one way to go for me there. Utah gets a smack in the face. Good start to your career season, but you're facing a foe that's superior to what you are. So give me the Rangers on the puck line in that one. And then what was the other one? You got Leafs and
Leafs
Penguins.
Yeah.
Leafs. Yeah, it's the Leafs home opener taking on the Penguins. Leafs have, I believe, won 8 straight home openers. So give me the Leafs in regulation, knock off some of that minus 200 juice. I think they win in regulation. Definitely don't want to chase a puck line with the Leafs. I've known over the season the Leafs are not puck line coverers. They'll lose you that puck line faster than anything. So I don't want to chase a puck line with the Leafs. Give me the Leafs in regulation in that one.
They're from Rod over at Mindy.
And you had one more too, right? Did you have
Nashville,
but I don't. Yes, you want to cover Nashville Predators, Red Wings? Is that sometimes
Nashville and Little Caesars and the pizza place?
Yeah,
that's what they're saying in the pizza box. That's why you see the pizza box, because it's called Little Caesars Arena in Detroit.
There you go. Over to Mindy.
All right. Well, in that Predators Wings game, I'm going to go over the 1.5 goals in the first period. I'm going to go ahead and take the Senators to whoop up on the Habs, laying a big number. Same thing with the Leafs, right? I'm going to go ahead and you can put this one in a money line parlay or something. I'll take the Leafs just on the money line there.
There from Mindy. Move on over to Ron.
Yeah, Rod, turn around and point up there at that Rangers symbol right there behind you, because Utah is done today.
I think it was Utah.
They're still the Arizona Coyotes that were horrible on the road. All right. We're taking the Rangers there, definitely. Toronto at home opener. Yeah, it's Canadian. Thanksgiving weekend right there, Rod?
Yep, it is.
Give me the Leafs on that one. And are the Nashville Predators really what everybody's expecting? Well, we didn't see it against Dallas. And everybody's hyping them up. Hey, they're the best things in sliced bread. Marchessault is coming in. We got, Stamkos come over from Tampa Bay. Give me the Wings. I love the Wings at home as a dog.
They're from Ron. We move on over to Steve.
Watch out. Tread lightly. Cam Talbot's in goal. Warning. Woo woo. Cam Talbot's in goal. Warning. Woo woo.
Is it Saros or Wedgworld?
Is it Saros? It's Saros.
And it's confirmed. It is confirmed. It is confirmed. Talbot is confirmed.
Is he? Talbot's confirmed. Yeah.
Move on over to Steven.
Yeah, I don't think it's as bad as for Utah as everybody's saying here, but it's a pretty tough ask. This is a Rangers team that when on their home opener, it's going to be loud as heck. And I think I have to take the Rangers there in regulation. I don't think they're going to destroy them though. This Utah team is I think they're going to make the playoffs. I really do. I think they'll be a better road team this year because they have a better defense this year. The reason why they were so bad on the road last year is they didn't have Sergachev. They didn't have Marino. They didn't have guys like that. And so they got outmatched a lot. But that's not going to happen as much this year. So I do like the Rangers in that one. but I don't think it's going to be an absolute blowout. Toronto, Pittsburgh. I know Toronto's not a puck line team that you would normally do, but this year Pittsburgh's a puck line against team all year long. This team is brutal. This team doesn't believe in itself. Yeah, if you've won 3 cups, which you got Malkin and Crosby, to a lesser extent Letang, they've won cups. They know what it looks like to have a team to win a cup, and they're looking around that room going, "We're not winning a cup this year," and that's really what it's all about. Can't get these veterans to. It's hard to get veterans who know they're not going to win a cup to come out and play every day. They're putting in their time, man, and there's got to be a rebuild here. This is enough. It's ridiculous. So I think Toronto slams the crap out of them. I'll take them in regulation at -1.5. And what was the other one? Nashville?
Predators, Nashville, and Red Wings.
I had Dallas against Nashville. I do think it's going to take them a little bit of time to gel as a team and all of that. The thing is, Detroit looks discombobulated. It's a discombobulated roster, period. I don't really get. Honestly, Stevie Eisenman is one of my favorite male humans on the planet, but he has done a poor job building this team. It's not a very good team, and you got Talbot in that as well. So give me the draw, first period and full game. I think this will be kind of back and forth one way or another, and we'll end up with a draw. And I would lean Nashville, just because you got a lot of veteran leadership there, and they with Stamkos knows this Detroit team really well as well. So I think he's going to be able to help them devise a little plan to be able to take them out. But I'll lean Nashville, but I like the draw.
There from Steven. All right, let's continue on here with our hockey coverage here. Saturday games. We know that Hurricanes Lightning has been rescheduled there. We got Senators, Canadiens, Islanders, Stars, Kraken, and the Wild. And we'll get to start here with Rod.
Yeah, and you look at the Senators taking on Montreal. I'm just going to continue taking Ottawa versus Montreal. They've won 9th straight versus Montreal. They're just going to get up for this game. Who's going to start it? I say they go right back to Allmark in net for this one. I don't think they're going to change it up. Should be Montembeault getting the start for Montreal, and he looked real good in his opening start to the season, especially at home. This is where Montembeault plays his best. You get Montembeault on the road, and I don't want to back him at all. I like an under in that game. I think it's a goalie's duel, but I think Ottawa gets the job done with Allmark in that one. Give me Ottawa. And then I'm going to take the over. You went Kraken and Wild. I like the over. Over in the Kraken and Wild. Should be Grubauer getting the start for Seattle, and he can definitely give up a few. We've seen him give up a few late in that last game and to St. Louis. And then he got Fleury getting the start, which is confirmed for the Wild in this one. And Fleury's good for giving up 2 or 3 as well. So 3-3. And that gives you way over the total. I think I'm going to take this tie, too. I think we see a 60-minute draw in that one. I know Minnesota's pretty good, but this Kraken team, not no slouches themselves. Give me the 60-minute draw and the over in that one. 3-3 heading to overtime in that one.
Yeah, from Rod, we move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, so I think I messed up last time because I gave you my pick on the Senators, right?
Yep.
Versus the Habs at -162. And then I agree. I'm going to take the over 1.5 goals. First period. I like this one to go over the total. I like Vince Dunn to keep his point streak alive. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and have lots of plays there I like on that Kraken Wild game. Was there one more, Tony, or no?
Islanders, Stars.
I'm going to go ahead and go. The Stars are playing. I'm going to take the under.
Under there from Mindy. We move on over to Ron.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with the Ottawa Senators there. I mean, the only way I could really look for Montreal being a puck line, that's way too much to put on there. So I take Ottawa in regulation, probably be lower the juice on that one. Yeah, the Kraken, yeah, they're making it happen. And last year on the road, 25-16, did really well on the road. I think Kraken plus money here. I'll take them on the money line.
There from Ron Crawford. We move over to Steven.
I'm with you guys all on Ottawa here. The reason why they Ottawa beats Montreal, Montreal isn't the greatest team, and they usually beat teams that kind of come in and think they got it. You know what I mean? Like, they're a hardworking team. They can outwork you, and teams will go in there and they'll take them a little lightly and they'll outwork them and they'll win. Like Toronto does it all the time. You would think by now they would get that out of their head, but they do it all the time. And especially teams from out west. But the Ottawa, these guys hate each other. They hate each other. And so Ottawa goes in there just wanting to absolutely destroy them. And I think this team is better than they've had in quite some time, better coached, and they'll do in regulation for sure. I might even go on the puck line. I'm trying to stay away from the puck line so early here, but I'll take Ottawa there. Pittsburgh. Oh no, we already did that. What do we do? Dallas will beat the Islanders here. They're just too strong. They're not going to lose too many games this year, man. That is a very, very strong lineup. Any kind of advantage that the Islanders have, anything they have, Dallas does better. And I'm still not sold on Sorokin yet. I don't know what happened to this guy, but his confidence didn't look good that last game either against Utah. And until I see it, I can't really back him. I think Ottinger is going to have a great year this year. So Seattle, Minnesota, I do like the over there. I am not personally a fan of this Seattle team. This year, I didn't like the Stevenson move. I didn't understand that. They made moves that I really just don't understand. But that being said, Minnesota's home. Is this their home opener too, right? No, or they already had a. They already had.
No, they already won. They won.
Yeah, but and of course Grubauer is in net. Minnesota is probably putting in.
Fleury confirmed.
That's Fleury confirmed.
Fleury? Oh yeah. I agree with you guys. The over 5. If this is a 5.5, yeah, I'll go over 5.5. Slightly lean to Minnesota. I do like that over 1.5 first period as well. And I could see a draw here. So I'm with Rod on all of that.
All right, let's continue here on the Tony Hicks Morning Show as we'll close out hockey with these final 4 games. The later starts: Blue Jackets, Avs, Blackhawks, Oilers, Ducks and Sharks, Flyers and Flames. We get it started here with Rod.
I give you the over in Columbus and Colorado until they get a goalie. And look at that price. Yikes. Give me the Columbus plus the puck and a half. I'm not chasing no Colorado puck line at -1.5, -130. Yikes. We see what Columbus did to Minnesota, and they're not. They kept it within the puck line. Did Columbus? I know somebody said in the chat that this is the spot for Colorado to whoop it up, but whoop it up with who? They got Georgiev. They have to outscore teams. When you're giving up 4 or 5 goals a game, like 8 to Vegas with Georgiev in that, what are you going to do? You picked up Corpusalo off waivers that he got sold out down the river because he looked awful in his first start. So the Ottawa team put him on waivers, and he looked awful. They scooped him up. Maybe that's going to be the savior for Colorado. I don't know, but laying a -340 with this Avs team at the beginning of the season, no thanks, no chance, no way, no how. That defense is absolutely awful. So take the over 6.5 as the play in that one. Lots of goals because Colorado can give up the goals aplenty, and they can score some goals as well with the lean, as I said, the Columbus plus the puck and a half in that one. And back to back or not, give me the Flyers. I like what we've seen what their backup did last season. He only had a couple starts. You gotta remember he was a rookie and scared and shaking in his boots. He played in the Russian Hockey League, so I expect big things from the backup there. Russian, he got 6'7" and played well in the Russian Hockey League. Sub 3 goals against, 930 save percentage. I think this is one of those seasons that Philadelphia's got 2 goalies that are going to be good. Urson looked good last night for them. I know it's a back-to-back spot. That's Calgary. It's still Calgary. As long as you look at it, it's still Calgary. And I know Calgary might be a scrappy bunch because they're really playing loose and got nothing to everybody's counting them out. So it's one of those spots that everybody counts you out. They kind of step up. But this Flyers team, I like what they're got going forward. So give me the Flyers. Too much plus price to pass up on that. Not laying it with Calgary. And then was that all of them?
Yeah, that was the last of it.
Finish the rest of
The
the board.
Oilers are playing.
And then the last
Oh,
one, the Oilers, man.
yes.
I can't lay minus 350
Oh.
or something or whatever it is with the Oilers. Jesus, what the heck is
380.
that? Yeah, 380. It went up even more that people are trusting this Oilers team enough. No, give me the Blackhawks on the money line.
Wow.
Or a sprinkle to upset the Oilers at home. You got to remember, the Oilers have ended that little streak, but the Blackhawks, they love getting up for these games against the Oilers. How can you not? You got to go up against Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. Any team's going to get up for that game going in there, and then they're going to realize how bad that Oilers defense is. Civ defensively, they were giving the pucks away, and as I said on many shows before, when you have an optional skate or optional practice on the first game of the year, what are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? You guys have so many new guys in there that you got to add in there and get gelling together, and you're not. You decide to have an optional skate. And look what happened. It was an optional game that you guys showed up to. I think they have a little more urgency and desperation in this game, but so do the Blackhawks. Give me the Blackhawks in this one.
Yeah, from Ron. I know that it's goalie at 6'7". You better stay on your feet. It's tough to get back on your feet at 6'7".
That's
Especially
6'7". Yeah.
Yeah, you better stay on your feet.
How tall are you? Do we know this for a fact?
6'2". Well, I'm 6'2", but I can just imagine a 6'7" goalie on the ground. I mean, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough getting back up. Let's go on over to Mindy.
Man, Rod, that is hard to follow because I totally want to take the Oilers, laying it.
You're right. Everybody does. They're like, it's a
1.5 year. I mean, the
No?
Blackhawks are not playing in the United Center. That's about the only time I like to take them is at home. Hopefully it's a different season this year with everyone, right? But yeah, I'll still have a little bit of faith in the Oilers here and lay it. The Ducks and the Sharks, I hate all those matchups. It was Coyotes, Ducks, Coyotes, Sharks. All of them were terrible for me last year. Whatever I did, the opposite occurred. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the Sharks here at home. They do like to win at nighttime, and so
Not
I'll
at
give
home.
them
They
a.
don't.
Not at home.
0-14 in their last 14 at home. Maybe they're
I'll
going to end that streak. But
Remember how you said streaks are meant to be broken? I wrote
Correct.
it down. Last 14 night games at home. Yes, I got it. But I'm going to go with the Sharks. Opposite thinking. Right. Flyers and Flames. Let's go ahead and maybe they'll be tired legs. I don't know, but it's early in the season. Let's go under the total. And then I agree with you on this Blue Jackets Avalanche. Let's do over the 1.5 first period goals. A huge, big over game in this one.
There from Mindy, we move on over to Ron.
Yeah, I cashed with the Jackets the other night plus 1.5. I'll go right back at them. They're really good covering the puck line. So we're going to go back with the Blue Jackets. I'm going with Anaheim, like Rod says. San Jose is just garbage at home. I went to bed as 4-1. I'm like, hey, it's my best bet in hockey. I got the St. Louis Blues. I woke up, hey, what do you know? We won in overtime. Did not expect that. Went to bed pretty mad that night, but that's okay. We got it. And my Flyers, got a win last night, and probably going to stay off him tonight. Don't know much about the goalie, like Rod said. We'll see what happens here. But we know that Urson's not looking over his shoulder anymore, so that's a good thing. The Blackhawks and Oilers, I was thinking the same thing, Mindy, extendo Edmonton. But you know what? Blackhawks can't score. Let's take the team total under for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, from Ron. Now we move on over to Steven.
Yeah, I'm with you on Columbus. This is going to be a scrappy team, man. They have his name just left me as soon as I was going to say it. The coach for Minnesota Wild now is over in Columbus here, and he is. What's that?
Oh, no. I
thought somebody said it.
remember. Yeah.
I don't know why I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. You play hard on the stick and you play hard, or you ain't playing. Like, he is not in. Oh, Everson. He is not going to. He's not. He'll sit anybody. It doesn't matter. And he's a great coach too. And Colorado, on the other hand, I could totally see them undervaluing Columbus here and getting outworked. I'm not impressed with this team right now without Nichushkin in. They have they're playing two rookies and with Middlestat and on the second line. There's not much depth there. So I can't back them at this price. That's for sure. I'm all over what Rod was saying. I'm not touching them at this price. So I'll take Columbus plus 1.5. I go for some big plus money here. Let's go for some big plus money. We'll take Columbus minus 0.5 first period. That'll give you a huge plus money. I could see Columbus surprising the crap out of Colorado in this game. So at least in the first period, and take the money line, or just take the money line if you want first period. Anaheim, San Jose. I got to see what this Anaheim team is going to be. They got all the pieces. They got all the parts. But this is their first game, and San Jose has already had their legs moving a little bit. So not really a huge fan of this game, but I kind of lean to San Jose, but I'm probably not going to play it. That's really not much there for me. Philadelphia and Calgary. That Fedotov, he did play good in the K. Should be Vladar again in net here, and I can't back Vladar. I just don't think he's a good goaltender. I think this is
Dustin Wolf.
Oh, it's going to be Wolf. It's going to be Wolf.
It might be Wolf. It's not confirmed yet, but I expect Wolf for this game here in this one.
I would think so too, but it's showing on daily Face-Off that it's expected.
Yeah, I don't trust those guys. I'm telling you,
my spreadsheet ran.
I do not trust them.
I don't trust those guys.
Left wing lock.
My spreadsheet ran Wolf.
Wolf.
Yeah, my spreadsheet ran Wolf, and that's pulled from. Well, I won't say the site, but go ahead.
If Wolf was in. I mean, okay, so Philadelphia's got a rookie goaltender going in. Do you think they're going to play run and gun with Calgary? No, they're going to protect that goaltender, right? They want to get him the win. So Philly is really good at playing that way. Calgary really doesn't have all that much offense, but we saw what happened against Vancouver. If you don't play hard against Calgary, they can score just like any other team, right? But Philadelphia is not a team that's not going to play hard. They're going to play hard the whole game. So I actually, oddly enough, like the under in this game. If Wolf is in also because two young goaltenders, two teams are going to want to protect those young goaltenders, and they're going to play a defensive style game. I think both teams will. So I like the under. I would lean to Philadelphia just because I trust that style to beat Calgary a lot. So I'll go with that. Is that the last one?
It is the last one. We got through them all. So we got you through the
You
NHL.
the Oilers, did you?
Oh, the Oilers. Oh,
Okay, that's right.
I'm going to lay that money with that freaking. Jesus Christ. Like, and I like what Rod said too. Like, the whole this whole year, they always say there's not enough,
fired up again.
There's not enough practice time throughout the year, and you have a perfect opportunity to practice with your spanky new Jeff Skinner, and you just whatever. We'll just
you run an optional practice on the first game of the year. It's mind blowing. Mind blowing. Yeah. That just shows where the team is effort wise.
Yeah.
Again. I can't believe Knobloch allowed that to happen. You start to wonder now. He looked like such a great coach last year, and then he does stupid.
I don't think it was the coach last year.
Anyway,
it was the coach.
Get old Herb Brooks out there blowing his whistle.
Yeah,
I can't trust Chicago either. But I mean, if I was going to do anything in this game, I'm not touching it. Forget it. I would take Chicago or nothing.
I took team under. Hey, Steve, I took team under. Team total under for Chicago.
Yeah. With that defense?
Yeah, exactly. That's the scary part.
Yeah.
What is it?
With that defense, I even think Chicago. How about Bedard to get a hat trick? How there? There's some big
that would be big.
Write it down. Mark it.
Yeah, there goes mine.
Yeah, there goes mine.
David, you think he's going to be up for this game? Yeah, but David, really? You're the best.
It's like Kucherov single-handedly beating me last night. Kucherov.
Yeah, it's rough.
McDavid hang out with Bedard all summer long too. By the way, so it's not like they don't know each other. They were seen plenty of times at practicing and in the off season. So they went over to Europe. Him. It was Bedard, Leon, and McDavid. We're all seen in Germany practicing it up together. So that's what those guys definitely know each other. So Bedard will definitely be up for that. I think I got a sprinkle on that. Hat trick for Bedard. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, write it out. Mark it. Right.
Yeah, I got a sprinkle. Got it. Yeah.
There you go. All right. We got you through the hockey card. We got you through baseball. And we started with college football. So if you're looking for that, just rewind back to the beginning of the video. Now it's time for our parlay peripheral segment where the Cappers give us a parlay, give us an NFL game for tomorrow, or maybe the baseball game tomorrow. That's up to them. Team total is also there. Player props as well as an option. Let's get started with Rod.
Why did by the light?
It's very funny.
I was wondering what happened there. It's like the sun wake up.
Yeah, the sun decided
warming him up.
and the sun would popped out, and it's holy man, it happens to just be right there, and the curtain's way over there, so I can't adjust that. So I got a couple parlay. I got to go with the Leafs in regulation, the Rangers in regulation, Ottawa in regulation, little 3-team parlay. And then we're going to do a little dog parlay. We're going to go take the Columbus Blue Jackets plus the goal and a half, take the Blackhawks plus the goal and a half, both plus money on those, little 2-teamer. And then I like in college football, I like Dylan Gabriel to get himself an anytime touchdown. It's over plus 200 on many books. So definitely find Dylan Gabriel of the Oregon Ducks. I think he at one of those points when they're down in the first and goal to go, he uses his legs and takes off running and surprises Ohio State and runs one in for a touchdown for the Ducks. I think Dylan Gabriel anytime touchdown.
From Rod, move on over to Mindy.
All right. I'll give you a 3-teamer that I like in college football today. I like Louisiana Monroe. I like Illinois, and I like Syracuse. So put those three together and get yourself a winner. And you can hedge Syracuse later in the day, perhaps, if you'd like.
There you go. From Mindy on over to Ron.
Old Rod with Children of the Sun.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, let me get I'll get you a 3-teamer here. I'm not going to mess with the baseball game, but let's go ahead. In hockey, we'll take the Rangers on the money line. We'll take tomorrow, make you wait a little bit. We're going to take the Dallas Cowboys plus 3. And then in college football, give me the Oregon Ducks plus 3.
From Ron on over to Steven.
I was going to take Oregon Ducks in my parlay. So I'll take the Oregon Ducks. Nobody mentioned Dallas versus the Islanders. I'll take Dallas over the Islanders on the money line. And Rod took a whole lot of the stuff I was going to do as well, but that's okay. I'll take Florida over Buffalo.
There you go. From Stephen Duncan, I'll give you a 3-teamer here from college football. I like Tennessee with LSU and the over in Boise State and Hawaii there in the
Sounds like a winner.
Sounds like a winner.
Yeah.
All right. That is how we got you through all the games. Are perfect. Now it's time to find out what the Cappers have for sale at Tony's Picks. Huge weekend coming up. College football, NFL, baseball playoffs we got going on. The W comes back tomorrow with game 2 of that final. So let's find out from Rod what he has going over at Tony's Picks. Rod is producing some fantastic numbers over at Tony'sPicks.com where all the records are documented. Rod, what do you have for sale?
And over at Tony's Picks today, I've got an early college football 3-pack. I got my 10-star play in college football. We got a couple more for long-term subscribers. I've got some NHL action going. I've got an MLB play going. We're having a nice winning season, college football, 65-54. Looking to continue that. We had a nice 9-2 run in NFL last Sunday, so definitely jump aboard a weekend pass, joining for Saturday, Sunday, and I'll get Monday in there as well. So grab that 3-day pass, best way to go. That way you don't miss out on any of the plays, and that way you're don't miss out on any of them late steam action as well. Definitely been hot in football over the last couple of weeks, all season long as well. So definitely jump aboard something long term. Let's continue to crush the books and put that money into your pocket. take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional as well. I'm not the only one that's been hot. Tony's been absolutely lights out in the NFL. Ron's kicking WNBA and baseball. Mindy's doing kicking butt in NFL as well, having a good year. So as you can see, most of the cappers over at Tony's Picks have been hot and put money in your pockets. So take advantage. Having 2 cappers put money in your pockets. Don't forget that Tony T code at checkout. Save 15% off.
That's right. Get on board with Rod and Tony's Picks. Let's see what Mindy has for sale over at Tony's Picks. Mindy having a great year in the NFL. What do you got for sale, Mindy?
Yeah, so pretty excited about the card today. I think we couldn't ask for better matchups. That is for sure. But I definitely have you covered early on. So within the next hour or so, make sure you jump on over to Tony's Picks. I got a 7-pack of plays for you in the early round. So make sure you get them all on the totals. So if you love offensive and defensive efficiencies, you can get on me with that. My favorite play in Major League Baseball, like I had mentioned, is about 68% of the time it's a winner. So make sure you get over and grab that total in Major League Baseball. Lots of stuff today. So yeah, it's a great time to get the 3-day package in there. You get you Saturday, Sunday, and Monday Night Football. So jump on that now. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout.
That's right. Get on board with Mindy over at Tony'sPicks.com. Long-term passes the way to roll right now with all these sports overlapping. Take a look here at Ron. Ron, what you got for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com? Ron having a fantastic year in the W.
Yeah, W has been great. Yeah, we got also NFL has been 20-10 this year since we started this season. I know not for the whole year of 2024, but doing very well there. Today I got a 5-pack in college football and also a 3-pack. I got a best bet in the NHL. Started out the season 4-2 there, so grab that. And I have a big one in college football. It's a 15-2 system. Grab it now. 88% best bet college football.
I'm going with Ron. Big best bet up there on the board right now, guys. With Ron Crawford over at Tony'sPicks.com.
I'll give you my number, Ron. You can text me.
You got it.
82%. I'm in.
That's right. That's like look at Steve Duncan. We got into your season now. NHL, big card tonight. Some ball up there as well. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
I had a best bet up last night in the NHL. I'll be putting a 3-pack at least package for NHL. I got my best bet for college ball there, and I'm going to be putting in more college. I'm looking for some steam there in college football, so be watching. And to get those large couple-day packages right now, it's probably the best way to go. It's the best value. And now with all the pretty much so much going on, you're going to get a lot of action. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, and of course, you got my full season of NHL you can pick up as well at 15% off.
Yeah, promo code Tony T at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. Get on board with Steve. Long-term passes up there right now. And, of course, remember, late steam available on all the long-term passes. Those plays will be emailed to. We allow our cappers to load plays between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time. For those picks, they're emailed to the long-term subscribers. So using the email you use when you sign up for the service, but you'll get your regular member plays in by 11 a.m. Eastern. Everything else is late steam. The late steam is what's emailed to you. Remember, the one-day passes are profit guaranteed. The best bets are profit guaranteed. But no profit or the amount purchased will be credited back to your account for side credits. That's profit guaranteed. I have a best bet up on the board as well as I have 5 premiums total. I've got a best bet up there from college football, a 3-pack from college football, also a single up there from a total from college football. So 5 premiums for me. Or again, you can get on board with that long-term pass. That 3-day pass covers all the NFL and college football here for you there for this week, as well as the baseball as well. All right. Before we end the show, anybody has any closing comments before we go and get Rod back out of the sunlight?
Right. But being in the sun is good. I'm not complaining because it's a 31 Fahrenheit outside right now. So the sun feels actually pretty good. It's warming me up because it was a frozen popsicle out there this morning. Chilly,
right?
Here, it feels like winter. So
let's talk about the content you have up there up on the YouTube channel.
But definitely go check out the shorts. Yeah. I've got you covered in a whole list of hockey games that I might have not covered in the list when we went through the hockey segment. We got you covered over at Tony's Picks. Definitely go check those out. And if you missed anything on the college, we also have a college rundown show for many of the cappers. Ron was there, Tony was there, I was there, Mindy was there. Bo was there as well, so definitely go check that video out as well for all the captains at Tony's Picks. Check out the content. Lots of it over at Tony's Picks.
That's right. Hey, closing thoughts for anybody else? Ron, you got see?
Yeah, we hit again. Make sure you get on that WNBA video. We hit another. Both of us said, Bo, myself, and Rod hit game 1. We're gonna film for game 2 probably this afternoon. So don't forget that WNBA. We have all been hot. So
Fire.
Get
Fire.
Yep, fire.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
The links.
I actually did better in my videos yesterday than I did on my premiums. So be watching.
It happens.
Give it out winners. That's your job. Give
It
it out.
happens.
Right.
It
I
happens
broke
where you're
even on
free pitch
premiums,
winner.
and I went 3-1 on my videos yesterday, and I got 4 up today. You can take a look at those before the game start in the NHL. I did 4 videos there, so go check them out.
Check them out over at Tony's Picks, guys. Lots of video content up there. Get my video content up there as well. Guys, make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications. When we're live with the show, you get notified and get the picks. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. each time. We got NFL tomorrow. We got baseball, the Dodgers. We know Peterson will start game 1, but we'll start for game 2 for LA. We're thinking Flaherty. We'll see. Hey, we're going to finally see a left-hander go against the Dodgers. I was wondering why couldn't the Padres do a lefty against them? Yeah, finally. We're going to finally
That's
see
their
a lefty.
kryptonite.
Yeah, I mean, I could not.
Kryptonite.
I
exactly.
could not believe why they didn't go to a lefty at all in this series. It blows my mind. But anyway, the Mets they know what to do. They know what to do in this situation. Padres don't. That's why they've never won a title.
Way to force all the wounds.
You're putting in my wounds because I had a future on the Padres halfway through the season.
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
I know. And we know the Dodgers and left-handed pitching. Oh my goodness! And or Freeman may not be healthy. The one lefty situation there may not be in effect. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But that's going to do it for the show. We'll have W up there on the board, some hockey as well. We'll wait. Goodbye, guys. You guys make it a winning day and night. We'll catch up to you tomorrow here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show.